Greetings molweni, sanibonani sinibingeleleke emakhaya ngamakhaya igama ke usabe Mfukandaba sinsizale phansi emkhomazi emzinto la ngidabuka khona kanti uhlelo ke namhlanje silivula ngamazwi athi our minds are conditioned to believe whatever we feed them. Imiqondo yethu ibekelwe noma in a state or a position yokukholelwa noma ngabe yini esiyifaka kuyona. Uma ngabe uthi uyislima wena, yes, you are going to be a fool. Then mangabe uthi uhlakaniphile, anything is possible, kuzokwenzeka kanjalo. Siyanamukela ohlelweni olunye oluyingqayizivele. This is Durban Network. Namhlanje estudio sivakashelwe ubaba uDlomo. Somazi kakhulu kwiportfolio yakwa Health. He was deputy Minister of Health nationally. Baba uDlomo, siyakubingelela dina.
Siyabingelela Sabe, sibingelela wonke ama-viewers akho Durban Network.
Yebo. Uhambe kahle kodwa uza ngapha.
Easy, ngiyabonga ukuthi ngifike ngalesikhathi ngoba ekuseni there's a big traffic kodwa yes. After an hour later ibengcono traffic musuka lena ngisuka khona uzalana uze eThekwini.
Impela siyabonga kakhulu. Namhlanje sikhuluma nawe Baba uDlomo, sikhuluma phansi kwe-ANC eseyine GPU eseyine GNU. Injani impilo kwa GPU noma kwa GNU?
Impilo eqale after 2024 after elections. I had just completed my term as a deputy minister of health.
Yes.
So then I became a member of parliament and the chair of the portfolio committee.
Yes.
My GPU experience will be interacting with those members of parliament yes. from these various parties. Yes. We know that as an African National Congress, we may not probably accelerate in yes. progress of service delivery in the manifesto yet as quickly and as fast as we could have wanted to.
Yes.
Accommodate we are now in the GNU. So that part, though is challenging, but we have to get going because at the end of the day, the country must still have government and service delivery must still take place with those challenges that are there.
Mhlawumbe nje umuntu angabuza athi what went wrong? Yafika kanjani iANC kulesimo, knowing very well ukuthi over the years it has been dominating ngamavoti yenza kahle.
There are certain challenges that probably we were not able to adjust to them quickly. When it came to the 2024 May elections, as a government, it was led by the ANC then. So sasenza kahle in the issues of deliver abantu ugesi. Kodwa kwakunesimo esinjengalesi. Few months before that, few months before we are now stable, and we are comfortable now ngempela ngathi indaba ye-load shedding asezosihlupha. Kwake kube khona umama okavuka ekuseni kune-challenge of amanzi. And then that family is going to go on and queue for water.
Yes.
Wherever that place is. You know, there's one lady was saying, kuyo yonke into ekhona ungamane ungabi nokudla kodwa mongenamanzi is just too much. Amanzi is the basic thing that you need after air. The moya nguphefumula lana.
That's true.
It keeps me going. The other thing that may keep me going is water. Even if there's no food for a day or 2 or 3. So a person would wake up and go and look for water.
Yes.
Because kule ndlela engihleli kona awekho amanzi. And then the person queues for water from whatever time, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. By 12, yes. Truck comes, our taller man's. When the person arrives at home at 1 o'clock with water, happy to start cooking, yes. Electricity goes away. What do you say to that family? Zihambi ngane vele ukhona ekuseni ugesi but bezingawazanga ukugeza kahle ziyabuya esikoleni awusakwazi ukupheka ngoba ugesi awusekho. So those things were like a double frustration for just one family, not for one day, not yes. for 2 days, for months. So we were probably aware that neimbangi zethu zabukela ama-challenges that are their service. Very true. So i-service delivery ingabi ku-optimal level in the country.
Yes.
Has cost us. It has. And until and unless we address those things very strongly and seriously as an African National Congress, poor services in terms of refuse removal, aqiniwe emgaqweni, qhaqhaza amanzi, ugesi awukho, ayithuthiwe, inkunkume ekhona, kubakhona you know, those are pertinent things. There was a time I was an MEC for Health in KwaZulu-Natal. I would diplomatically go to the township ngithi asiyoxoxa udoti ngoba udoti mawungaqoqiwe uzoba khona amagundane amakhulu azohlala emgaqweni abese ngenisa izifo emakhaya. So when I'm actually supporting umphakathi uqoqwa kuqinwa kwadoti emgaqweni, I'm indirectly supporting us as health ukuthi kungabi khona ukufa nezigulo ezongena kubantu unnecessary. So those are things I think had an impact. Of course ke more neighboring people are exploiting challenges of us as an African National Congress. But I think to some extent those are things that actually were the poor service delivery and therefore anger of our people. Because it's not only everybody who did not vote for us who voted for somebody else. They just didn't want to go and vote. But if ANC is doing this thing, there's a significant number of voters who did not vote. And maybe if we improve our situation, those are the people who can get back to really support us.
Abanye abantu baye bakhuluma kakhulu Mr. Dlomo nge-cadre deployment ukuthi kwesinye isikhathi iyaye igcine isibeka abantu kuma-position for which they don't even have an experience. They haven't done those things before. What is your say on that?
ANC has always been very careful in its deployment of its cadres. Maybe, yes, you may find fault here and there, but it has always been at a very high level where decisions are made. Who must go and really help us here in health, in education, in other programs. Maybe you could identify chaos, but to some extent, I do support the program of the ANC of cadre deployment, especially where it has come in to give us. I mean, for instance, for all my life, I've never been deployed in agriculture or education. That's not my area of strength. ANC has always noted I do submit, and they know my CV that I'm strong on health. And each time, I've just been a member of parliament, a chairperson of the portfolio committee on health. Before that, I was a deputy minister of health. Before that, I was an MEC for health. So, yes, there may be here and there where you could say, but did you do good here? I do not talk on behalf of everybody else who gets deployed and get lazy, because there are people who may just be there, skilled. They know the job, but they just don't become lazy. I mean, I was once a mayor, and the mayor said, what do I do as a mayor? I come from the rural area in Bumbu. Well, no, everybody learns. It was the time President Nelson Mandela was the president. He said, no, you learn. So sometimes you may just be deployed in an area that is not that of your strength, but there will always be people around you. Coming in from Bumbulu, being a rural person, to go and become a mayor of Newcastle, I had to be assisted in understanding what is it like to be in a township, in the town, to be a mayor, municipal rates, bylaws, all those things. You have to learn sometimes. So you give yourself space to learn these issues. But overall, it has not been because of cadre deployment that there's been some poor service delivery in some or most areas.
But I mean, considering the time frame when now the source cuts we are figuring that when you are still adapting, whereas let's say for instance maybe you are being deployed to be a minister of sport, arts and culture and recreation for argument's sake. Uyafika lapha awuna clue ukuthi kwenzakalani, abantu balinde yonke into ukuthi yenzeke. There are projects that are already online wena usazama ukucathula ngaleso sikhathi. Doesn't that cause some danger ukuthi abantu bagcine beba doubtful with your portfolio?
We deployed President Nelson Mandela as the first president of the democratic South Africa. None of us knew whether he was going to be the best president or not. Weqala naye uba president. Wafunda khona. I'm just using the same example.
Yes.
Ngafunda khona mjini ukuba imayor. Kwangekhona school where I went to. So there was this program of you are now in power, try and deploy as quickly as you can. Yes, there were successes. Like today, we reap up the benefits. I always refer to what I know best. We reap up the benefits of deploying the best of our cadres. The Minister of Health in 1994 was Minister to Sankosi Dlamini Zuma. She did her best. In fact, you could have deployed me or someone else, but I could not have done just as good as he did. So I'm just saying, when you start, you don't anticipate that you're lazy, but you try and look for what people know better and do manage a task, and that's what he did. So would you have said, no, President Mandela is not the best president, but he has never been a president before. He has never been, he has never tasted to be a president, but we deployed him there and he did best. I mean, he did what
But
was
there were a
within.
lot of loopholes.
Of course, who else would you have put there? Who was having within us a better knowledge of being a president? None of us. None did. So you look around and say, when I'm faced with this type of a situation, who do we look for and get to do the job? That's what happened then. But I still don't think ANC regrets to have deployed him here as the first democratically elected president. Because maybe someone else could have come in, but he did his best around that time. Because all of us were coming into government for the first time. None of us had an experience of being a president before, of being a minister before, of having been a premier before, or a mayor. You just go there and learn. All I'm saying is that you look into what the people, the skills, knowledge of the individuals, and you hope that the person will get into the space and athole ukuthi asupporteke naye futhi abuze ungakwazi. I mean, what was my skill? I used to become a mayor and go and speak there, but behind closed doors, I had some of my comrades who would advise me, who would educate me, who I would take notes. And then tomorrow when I speak as a mayor, I really rely on all that I've learned from that. So it was a teamwork. It's just that I happened to be a spokesperson of all the councillors there as a mayor, but it did not have that I was possessing all the wisdom of knowledge in terms of doing that. I relied on them to support. So in the space to say, maybe we're right to deploy him because what he does, he consults.
Yes.
Wherever he sees that there are gaps, he asks.
Yeah.
And there are people who support him. Bamfundisa angakwazi.
Mhlambe dinangwe usaselapho ama challenges ayingakanani kunina mhlambe ngalesa sikhathi ngoba siyazi ukuthi ngesikhathi sa Nelson Mandela kwakuyingesikhathi sibuya kwi-apartheid. Umsebenzi compared to today whereby izinto sekwi fourth industrial ayingakanani kunina mawucompare namanje mawuyimeya ukuthi iservice kwangumele uyi provide ngaleso sikhathi.
The problems then were huge. Not locating them to local government only. Just to say, I don't know how long it took, because I was not there at the leadership at that space, for those of our comrades who were deployed with Minister Nkosazana Zuma to amalgamate 9 provincial entities to make one single department. There was the Department of Health, Gazankulu, Department of Health, Kwandebele, Department of Health, this and that, KwaZulu, Department of Health, Venda, Department of Health, Now, before you can even have one voice provincial, nationally, you must amalgamate. And there were people there who had to actually you had to sift through who amongst all these could become the better HOD of all these and all. So the challenges were then huge. Then you move again to education. You move again to people were resisting to. That is why when people blame the leadership of Nelson Mandela, it's because they probably didn't know that at that time, when we came in with a very strong majority as an ANC, you had to be accommodative of other people whose fears were there, genuinely so, to say, what is going to happen with this black government? Are they going to do this and that? So you had to be going an extra mile to get them along. That is why we did not need then to have a deputy President F.W. de Klerk, but he was made a deputy president to President Nelson Mandela, just to put this accommodative space for everybody else. Right now,
did it sit well with the majority that de Klerk was made like a deputy president, whereas there were other blacks who were capable of doing that?
There were two deputy presidents. One was them Comrade Thabo Mbeki, the other one was F.W. de Klerk. When you actually bring something new into a space, you probably go on consensus. Consensus saying, look, the majority of people would wish it this way. We were starting a new government, a new country. Just like I could go back as a former Umkhonto weSizwe soldier, it took us time to digest that our leadership was in a space of negotiations. So let us give them space and stop arms. There were some of us who didn't go. I mean, if you listen to the interviews of the late Comrade Chris Hani then, he would speak about that as to say we have to listen to the command. However, we had reservations. So in some of these things, you have to go by consensus. Even then, when President F.W. de Klerk was actually made a deputy president after with Comrade Thabo, it was to be accommodative of the fears. It may be of a minority, but it was just to accommodate the fears of those who might have actually different views. So sometimes you may actually have to get the majority to support your views. Say, give me space to understand where we are going with this part. It's not good enough. But of course, the first deputy president was going to come from the African National Congress because we had the majority then. So this one was to bring another deputy president from the white community that could have wanted to have their fears addressed. One might say, I didn't like it, I didn't accept it, but fine, that's how we had it, and we embraced it and moved on with it.
Mawuhleli ubuka manje leyo decision yokumbeka njenga no deputy uyibuka manje after so many years, do you consider it as a right decision?
Yenza leyo decision yenza ukuthi the extreme Afrikaners or Tereplans baphelwa amandla, because you could have not taken that decision and every other white person would have been pushed to the corner at Tereplans. Yes, it probably was right, because then we were saying to this other very reasonable white people with the fears that all these years they've been dominating and having an apartheid system that was talking about white supremacy. Blacks are not that bad as you think they might be. If there was this indoctrination that a black government is going to do this and that, and look at what they're doing. They're embracing you. They say, let's move on. Yes, there are such concerns that, maybe in trying to create this new South Africa, the Africans have been more embracive than the other people, especially whites.
Which is true.
That may be a fact. And nevertheless, we soldier on with that because we continue to extend an arm of reconciliation. Let's move on. But persistently, there are people who say, no, I didn't see that there was a person there. It was in my farm. I thought it was a monkey or a donkey or a dog, and then try a shot. So there are those extremes. I mean, that you still find even mature democracies like America. There are whites in America who hate blacks like nothing. So, but you never stop embracing and moving on with those challenges and trying to cool off those and embrace and bring more and more to say, by the way, African president is a very reasonable person, and they are accommodative. Please shape up and come in on board. So we don't regret I don't think we do, having really started the same that way in 1994 with embracing every party. I don't think we do.
Omunye umuntu uzothi Mr. Dlomo, kuko konke okwenziwe enizamile ukwenza as African National Congress, ukubuyisana nabamhlophe. You are always at the forefront. Bona babuke kube ne-effort abayenzayo even during the period of Truth and Reconciliation. I mean, like they were not regretting of things that they did in the past, for which mhlambe kugcine kubuke ngathi uDakhu yena oncenga uxolo kumuntu omhlophe. What is your say on that?
not all whites were like that. Not all. Not all whites were like that.
Yes.
They were not embracing a spirit of reconciliation and embracing that. I mean, look at what the TRC was like. It was made up of both black and white leaders. Some of them really didn't like what they had and saw. So I think we are trying as much as we can as South Africans to move beyond thinking that because I'm sitting here with Sabelo and this black, he will always be someone who cannot betray me. Some of us who come from that deep understanding were betrayed, not only by the whites were killing us during the wars, and the ANC took up arms. But some of us fell into those trenches and killed some of our comrades because they were betrayed by black people. So we are going beyond looking at this one's black, good, always. This one is white, bad, always. It doesn't work like that. There are people who actually were standing with the white supremacy.
Yes.
Believing that whites must always remain dominant all the time. And some of the people were black who believed in that. So I think we would have to, with time, move away from a belief that says, once I'm white, I'm always bad. And once I'm black, I'm always good. Doesn't work like that.
Uma ucabanga-ke la simi khona, sikhona yini isikhathi whereby kuzoba ne-integration whereby umuntu omhlophe would fully believe that I can live and sit in the same table with a black person, because right now uma ngabe sibuka izinto ezenzekayo, the history is judging you that you compromise to some of the things that you are not supposed to compromise, for which today at this time they are putting black people, I mean, like in a position of compromisation.
It will be unfair to expect South Africa to have really topped the range in terms of non-racialism and non-sexism and democratic. If you have countries in Europe, countries that have been in having democracies for much longer than us, that to date still discriminate. And you actually, I'm saying, it's a mature democracy in the US, but there's discrimination there of blacks. So it's a trend in the world. So if you are expecting that within our space of being in government as a democratic state, we should have really outsmart all of those challenges, it's not being realistic. We will soldier on nevertheless. The principles are laid down there of non-racialism, of non-sexism, of democratic state. We are actually doing much better than some of the states that have actually been much more democratic earlier than us. I'm talking about Europe.
Yes.
You just have to sit and watch what happens when some of the people who come from Africa go and play and get there. See what happens. So why should you be saying, South Africa, you are too late? We are doing our best within our constraints. There are countries who have got much more mature democracies, but they're still having serious issues of discrimination and discriminating against people who are black.
Sibuyele back lapha uke wathinta indaba yokuthi while you were having challenges to make the government to run smooth, i-service delivery ibe the way kufanele ibe ngakhona, iy'mbangi zazi kubuka konke lokhu kwakiwa okhethweni ngaleso sikhathi, for which that led to the GNU that we have today, the government of unity. Don't you think ukubeka former president uJacob Zuma kwi-position enambeka kuyona ikona kwagcina kunibeka lana ikhona namhlanje?
Wabeka kuyiphi position Comrade Jacob Zuma?
The reality is amacala ayekade ebhekene nawo, there was a hope ukuthi mhlawumbe azogcina mhlawumbe dissolve. There was even a time whereby he was arrested, for which, I mean, lokho kwadina abantu abaningi sasabona into esayibiza nge-July unrest, for which there were different things ezazigcina zibeka engathi mhlawumbe umuntu who's being sidelined or something, for which kwaze kwagcine kuzaleka ingane entsha. What is your saying?
President Jacob Zuma has maintained a position that sometimes you don't know the end result of it. He maintains that he would like to die as an ANC member. However, he is willing and available. This time around, that's what he said. This time around, I'm not going to vote the ANC, but I'll die the ANC member. I've never had an opportunity to understand that type of a dilemma. However, there is always hope that whatever made him to be unhappy. But I know now, not so much about the details that we are raising. I know some of the people who were members of ANC, who now are members of MK Party, are the people that we worked with for long. Some of them, we worked with them in the trenches, in the underground structures of Mkhonto weSizwe, in exile, in prison.
Yes.
So we are facing a very new challenge. I wouldn't know, are they all having one basket of challenges, or it is actually saying to Msholozi, somebody made me comfortable when he said, look, we are moving into MK Party, but we are not going to destroy the ANC regardless, because we still think that is it's still part of our family. Now, interpretation of that means that kwagogo awuhambi kwagogo for life. Kwagogo nje ushade size ngiphuma inxiwa nje. But kwagogo. So mina ngiye accept in that space uthene. Whatever that has made, the other challenge that if I've learned this, sometimes if I am a bit upset about something else.
Yes.
I was taught by some of our great leaders, some of them I spent time with in Robben Island, Robert Matthews Mayor, to say, maybe wedlomo ungayi-address into uma use-angry.
Yes.
Ngoba uzothi uma usungekho angry, usuba sober. It's like someone ohamba ophuza utshwala abesithi the hayi bazo understand nje bengikhuluma bengidakiwe.
Yes.
Ayikho right leyo nto. So this space I'm not about ukhombe president udakiwe absence nobusence utshwala. But what I'm saying, sometimes more angry.
Yeah.
Take a pause before giving shekhaya nje. Mekhonto upsetile awuphume nje ushaya umoya uhambe engadini thatha ispade ushaya ispade phansi uqhoma ispade before you come home and become a difficult husband or a difficult wife and cool off.
Yes.
That's now some of things I've learned psychologically. There are certain things that if I taken decisions on when I was angry, I would have regretted. So I avoid to do that. So I always hope that if we do improve,
yes,
service delivery in African National Congress, and ready to get things right. Because there are certain comments when you sit down with them that have made certain Baba unhappy. I was listening to another comrade and local story saying when there was an argument between yena nomunye comrade said, when you say la ngangithi usuhambile waya kwilukhuzana kulenye party. Why would you do that? Why should you push people out of it? You see, this ANC was formed in 1912. None of us were there then as members of the ANC. It was formed by people then who had a particular vision. Now, I can't be pushed.
Yes.
You may as well succeed in pushing me out of leadership of the ANC.
Yes.
But you can't push me out of membership. I will always remain a member of the ANC. Doesn't matter what happens. Agagabi space noma some fun lead manje. Well, that is fine. That is within that space. So some of us do not take it to that level. You got so angry and get so worked up that you leave. Yes. So I'm still very hopeful that one day President Msholozi will pass on to the new world a fully member of the ANC, as he has always wished. Which owakumphathe kabi nokwamenza adinwe waphuma wathi uzovotela leya party abe ingxenye ayilide will one day be resolved.
Mhlambe Dinangwe sisuke ku President Zuma siphinde sibheke before yena there is a leader futhi ANC ku Youth League waye President uJulius Malema naye wahamba ngenkinga ezaba khona enhlanganweni of which wa-alluda ukuthi enhlanganweni bayacindezela abantu abasha izwi lakhe alibekayo bafuna ukumcontrola ukuthi kumele enze lokhu abakushoyo okwadala ingxabano waze wagcina ehamba waze wavula iqembu lakhe okuyi-EFF. Mhlambe sibheke nje kakhulu kubantu abasha, do you think nina as ama veterans nibanika ngokwanele yini abantu abasha ngoba sekuze kwanale mentality kwabanye abantu ukuthi ku-ANC labantu ababe ku-exile bakholelwa ukuthi eyabo kumele bayicontrole bona omunye umuntu ongayanga kwi-exile akanalo ithuba lokuthi naye anikezwe isikhundla.
In 1994 and prior to 1994, the ANC did its best because yayihlanganisa membership, yakama structures of people who have been in exile, people who have been in prison, and people who have worked underground in the country. There are some comrades who came into being leadership who were in exile since the 60s, and when are we meeting now in the 90s? There are comrades who have been in prison. Comrade Nelson Mandela, stroke 64. Stroke 64 means he's a prisoner who came into Robben Island in 1964. So people have been together, have been away from each other for that long, for 3 decades. Now, when you bring them together to form one united organization that we did, it was a challenge. But look where we are now. So I think we all have a responsibility to navigate through within the ANC and maybe submerge our individual personalities into a bigger space to say what would have been the expectations of those who founded the ANC. It's probably not going to be so much about my own personality. Like I'm saying, if you get taken or if you get overtaken by some of the people who should have overtaken you in this and that, in that space of leadership, don't get frustrated and worked up. Say, look, I'll remain a member of the ANC. Doesn't matter who gets to be jumping me and accelerated and be made an ANC NEC member long before others people should. Forget about that part. So I'm saying sometimes it's personalities that must just be submerged within the space of a bigger picture. So one individual person's profile should not be such that it cannot be. There's a particular culture within the ANC. There's a particular way of doing things within the ANC. Maybe it may be a clash of those personalities because and epochs, because yes, young people have got their own way of looking into things. I mean, long time ago, when my father used to say, "Don't do this," I would say, "Okay, fine." Okay. So now, when my children don't do this, they ask me why. Now I have to provide an answer, and sometimes they will engage me when I'm not ready because I come from the school of thought of saying, "Don't do this, I'm quiet." So when they were young and they asked me why, my answer would be say because. So they used to know that, and I didn't have anything to say, but Daddy says because it's changing of epochs, and therefore those are dynamics that you need to be aware of. That yes, maybe it might have been a different type when I was a youth in the 80s, but the youth of the 2000s would engage, and they would like to be engaging, maybe still respectfully, and we must not see that as a sign of confrontation. So maybe that's the issue sometimes, that we lose each other out on such personalities. But I don't think they mean bad. They really don't. It's just change of programs and epochs in the world.
Asibuyele kwi-portfolio yakho yakwa health oke wayibamba nje isikhashanyana impela. eSouth Africa right now sine problem noma kune problem yama illegal foreign immigrants for which they are flooding our hospitals. Not documented, most of them. Ikhona yini into ngesikhathi use office oyikhumbulayo enake nayibeka eyumthetho ukuthi before umuntu engena egateini, this is a documentation that is needed for which we're going to use to verify ukuthi usemthethweni ula South Africa ngokusemthethweni, ngoba iissue la Dinangwe ukuthi uma ngabe ni-allocate i-budget most of the time nisuke nibhekile ukuthi inamba yabantu abakhona, i-capacity yabantu ingakanani, le budget yethu izokwazi ukuba safe. Uma seninabantu abazoqhamuka ngemumva eningabazi, eningaba-verifyile, then nizokwazi kanjani ukuthi bazoyifitha yini ilokhunja yenu i-budget eniyibekile. So umbuzo uthi kungabe khona yini documentation ebenike ifuneke ema-gating noma kuma-premises asema-clinics nasey'bhedlela zenu to verify?
Yeah, asking a very complex question. The starting point is that why do people end up finding themselves in another foreign country? I am fortunate to engage very strongly in Minister Umtshwaledi, who in his first term was a Minister of Home Affairs. Now he's back as a Minister of Health. There are certain things that they put, because what you are asking is not one state bullet that we are going to get. It's interdepartmental, what we are raising.
Yes.
And then I listened to him when he says, look, as I was wrapping up my term as a Minister of Home Affairs, there are certain laws, immigration laws,
yes,
that we have as a country that we want to tighten up. I think we need to. So if there's been areas where we're too much opened up now, there's a need to tighten up.
Yeah.
Because the starting point of your question is to say, South Africa, can you be able to look after the whole world? The answer is no.
No.
So how far is this piece of string? When do you cut off? So you need to cut off at the time when we have proper laws. Right now, we might actually say our constitution agrees and allows that everybody who is within the borders of our country should get some services. I can tell you this much because I have done, as in my other space as a chairperson of the portfolio committee, I went to 9 provinces. In each province, I had 4 meetings. So there are 36 meetings in the country, attended by over 21,000 citizens. And there were 900 people who came to the mic and spoke on the issue of universal health coverage, NHI.
Yes.
Where NHI is actually saying, among other things, we would follow what our constitution is saying on section 27.
Yes.
Where it talks about every citizen has got a right to access health services. Also, in the same way, in that space, there's also about education. Because I hope you are not going to take me now from health to education. I'm really addressing them both simultaneously.
Yes.
Now, when it comes to health, it says if you come from outside the borders of our country,
yes,
bound by international laws, kufuna sikunikeze what we call emergency medical services only. Sikunikeze usizo oluphuthumayo manje.
Ungene kanjani? Ake sidlule kule.
Ungene kanjani ngoba weqa umngcele noma angoweqanga. The first point is, if you have stability in Africa, you have less and less of the situation. That is why, among other things, internationally and globally, South Africa participates in sorting out what, it's easy, me and you seated here. There are children, 7-year-old, 10-year-old, mothers who have never had a home since the beginning of last year. They keep on moving because of wars. So there are wars in Africa that creates instability in those wars. And people wanting for their own safety, they will migrate into where they could find some peace. Now, it is out of some of those desperations that you have so many asylum seekers. Now, you are right. Others do apply. Let me visit South Africa. Let me become a citizen of South Africa. Let's have my documentation. But others just flood our countries because of this migration system and wars. So what they do in the borders is a multiplicity of challenges. Some of the people are turned back at the borders. Others, they bypass the real border and go elsewhere. Others come through, not through health or education, come through the border management people, and they bribe and they get into the country and they go disappear. Now, where do you start? I mean, that problem is not South African problem. It's a problem of the world, where people bribe to get into another country, where people bypass official borders and come and find themselves within a particular country. But then once they are there, you must deal with them in those multiple challenges. Once they are there, you can't say, you came here last week, I don't know how you came in, please go and deliver a baby on the street. You don't do that. Internationally, you won't be accepted. You must then provide what is emergency medical services and then allow and make that person to go back where they come from. So that is how internationally you will be expected. I now know that people exploit that too much and we have them all over. But again, to be at the gate and say, produce, they may as well be, firstly, some of the South African citizens who may not have documents for various reasons, flooding, the whole place has been bent on the ID. So you may not use that criteria as to say, at the gate, I'll see who has no document, go out, who has no document, come side. Number two, as a medically trained person, you Sabelo, will not be able to indicate at the gate whether this person in front of you needs an emergency medical services or not. Because we are saying there is that which is an expectation in the world to provide emergency medical service to everybody, documented or not documented. You can't now decide that at the gate. Somebody must assess and the casual to say, this one, emergency, let's provide and then go away.
Yes. But the other question would be, nangu sekhona uphakathi la, uverify kanjani ukuthi lo muntu he's an asylum seeker? Because most of the time it seems like it is scripted now. Kubona ukuthi mevinjwa nje. That's the first thing he's going to say. Kunezimpi ngasekhaya ngibalekile blah blah blah. The next thing the very same person uzombona sekane tuck shop. The next thing the very same person uzombona sesidayisa emgwaqeni, for which do you have something to verify with lento lenkulumo eqhamuka kulo muntu it's real, iyaphatheka, before uzokwazi ukuthi umnikeze those services?
Sabelo, I mentioned to you when we started this part that this is an intergovernmental processes. When you sit in the table from health or from education, you need Home Affairs to be here, you need police to be here. So some of the things and some of the answers you may not get it from myself. You need a panel. That is why there's one person who actually works very strong on this. Is now a premier. She used to be an MEC for health in Limpopo. Because you probably have challenges here, but border provinces like Gauteng, Northwest, Limpopo, Mpumalanga, that's where entry of the people just flooding. So if you think there's too much here, yes it is, but it's worse in those other provinces where they just walk across easily. Now it needs an intergovernmental processing, and I may not therefore satisfy you with all the answers, because I would, if there was such a debate, I would need other comrades who are more skilled and knowledgeable on other issues, how to deal with border management issues, how to deal with the security of the country, how to deal. So that part is something that I think maybe as a country we need to be upfront to address, because it is concerning our citizens. They need to hear and know what are our plans. Are we taking people back? Yes, we are. Are we taking them back fast enough? Maybe not. Are we taking them all out? Maybe no. What is the process of dealing with all those issues? I can't speak very much strongly on issues that I may not know well, issues that have to do with Home Affairs and issues that have to do with SARS, illicit drug coming into our country and all that, and issues that have to do with other. So it's a whole panel of other comrades whose knowledge might be stronger than mine on those other aspects.
Then BMA, which is a border management agency, last year, I think if I'm not mistaken, was around November, baveza inkulumo yokuthi they've been asking for support kuhulumeni, bekhala ngokuthi abanama resources enele lapha emngceleni, for which bakhala ngokuthi kudala bezifaka izicelo zokuedelwa abasebenzi, zokuedelwa insiza ukuze bakwazi ukugwema leya situation le lapha emngceleni. Abakhala ngokuthi konke lokhu kushayeka indiva kuncane ukulungiseka kwesimo noma ukunikezela kwezicelo abayifakile. Kusho ukuthini lo?
BMA is a new baby in the market. It's an amalgamation of many departments that were there then. If you came to the border, there was what we call port health, just health people alone. Yes. So they were controlling ports as health, and there were people who were then skilled as SARS. There were people who were skilled as, so BMA is a it's a process of amalgamating all these. It's not more than 2 years in existence. So one would always expect, because what now happens, PMA has not been there in essence for decades. So what normally happens is budgets that must come in from health, because you have something to do with Port Health, something that must come from SARS, something that must come from police. So it is, and then defense. So it is still a work in progress. I would expect that there are those teething challenges, but they can't be there forever and ever. So I wouldn't really be able to say, with these 2 years of its existence, it has really solved all these problems. But all I can say, it was the best decision to amalgamate under one authority all these entities, so that you don't have people who are health in the ports and people who are SARS. So they are all amalgamated. But challenges, they are still there. They are going to go on to sort them out, hopefully. So I can't speak so much strongly as if I know the in and out of BMA, but in principle, establishing BMA was the right decision, and we think it is actually going to take us to some better outcomes than what we are currently experiencing.
Isikhathi manje la kuvulwa khona izikole zisanda ukuqala, sibonile kune issue Eddington Primary School, for which you also visited. Abantu base South Africa bakhala ngokuthi South Africans should be prioritized. Yonke into kumele babe sekuqaleni. Lokhu kuvela ngoba naku sekunengqabano ekhona ngabazali ingane zabo ezigcine zingasitholi isikhala esikoleni ese-Eddington, ekukhala ngokuthi sigcwele abantu bokufika. Mhlawumbe nje sizoyithatha sibeke sekutheni ithini into ngomuntu ozalelwe eSouth Africa one-green ID book ukuthi ukwazi ukuthi eqiwe umuntu wangaphandle ekubeni yena uyena futhi umuntu ovotayo ophinda akhokhe nento.
Ayikho right. Mengabe khona asi-attend. Before 1994, the white government did not care who was at school, who was not at school. It was the ANC government that came in 1994 that everybody must be at school. With or without any money. If you don't have money, there will, because there's always going to be a challenge of unemployment, poverty in our communities. Therefore, let's within our thinking create a no-fee school, that some of the learners must just go to school and not really be paying anything. And over and above that, let's also give them nutrition within the school. Those who are coming from a bit further, and let's adjust and see and give them transport. So, ayikho into ongayigxeka ekutheni kwaqala u-African National Congress. So if I see a 10-year-old on the streets, I can always go say, why are you not at school? Because there's no 10-year-old, 11-year-old, 12-year-old, 17-year-old who should be roaming the streets while there's an opportunity to go to school without money. So that's a starting point. So there's never been a plan by African National Congress to have learners who are not at school.
Yes.
Bonk. Having said that and done, and therefore we actually want to say, let's continue doing that and check. But now that there is this migration in the world, what do you do with children of the foreigners, documented or undocumented? Internationally, you can't throw them out onto the street. You just can't. But I pull me into ATN. We have prioritized South Africans as if South Africans are actually car. May aware as 1 year space. There's never been an issue where you hear ukuthi kungena South Africans ezikoleni. Afika khisha wasengena ama foreigners. Mengabe afika ama foreigners afika ngena agcwalisa isikole more. Ngabe manje uthini hey uyazi instead of sibe ku-30 class sesu 45 ngoba sekukhelwa ama foreigners. Maybe let's hear that argument that says so. But ayikho into ongayikhomba ethi ngokungena ama foreigners. Yes, we are correct in terms of addressing the budget. It is stretching our budget, of which I always say our leaders should also talk about it at the high level. But a budget has always been allocated. It goes back to where I started to say South Africa can't be accommodative of the whole world. But how do you smoothly deal with that in such a way that you are not disruptive of the system? Where a person jumped the border, wabala, usevuwe Addington Primary School, but I gave you statistics there. Of that 1,548 learners, right? Yes. 1,548 learners about Addington. 968 are South Africans. 575 are foreigners, children of foreign people, foreign nationals. Now, ayikho into ethene kukhona ingane ezo200 izike zakhishwa.
But those stats are bending with the reality that is there.
What reality?
The reality that is there, approximately 900 foreign immigrants, kids that are there. They are outnumbering actually the South Africans.
Ziyashayisana ke nezibalo enginazo. Shuthi ngabe sihlale ke sibuke ngayinye ngoba mina I'm giving you what actually was presented to me to the ANC leadership on Monday, the 19th, and therefore I was able to articulate that based on that. Uma uthi ke wena sabelo ayi unenye data ehlule lena kasimane kuhlale phansi sicubungule, but I'm raising you. I have no reason to say the data that was given to me by the principal, by Umhloli, by the Department of Education is incorrect. I don't have reasons to do that. Please, then let's find a space to prove that otherwise. But I'm working and based my facts on what they actually produced to us at the meeting when we met.
Ngibuze Tinango, kunentombazana esike sayi-interviewa lapha eZiteben Network. Ikhala ngokuthi yona ihlala around lapha esikoleni eDington. Balethwa lapha belethwa uhulumeni ngokuthi baba nenkinga yezikhukhula le babehlala khona. So ukhala ke ngokuthi ingane yakhe ayiallocatewanga lapha ya eDington kwathiwa eGreyville. Inkinga yakhe eGreyville school fees akhona u5,000 something, whereas lapha ya eDington 1.8, and transport it's 500 per kid ukusuka khona uya ngale. Ukhala ngokuthi uphila ngegrant njengoba nalapha ehleliso ugovernment. So ukhala ke ngokuthi ucela ingane yakhe ifakwe lapha ya. Inewe ukuthi uzewa raise ukuthi why kungathathwa mhlambe ezama foreigner zisiwe ngale Greyville ngoba mhlambe bona ba-afforda kangcono kunabo bona ngoba bahola igrant ezabo zibe lapha khona zizowalk to school bangahlupheki nange school fees futhi bangakhokhi school fees esiphezulu. Mhlambe kuthini ukuphawula kwakho lapha?
I'm aware that the department is actually addressing that, but we won't put all the responsibilities to the Department of Education. Ngoba abanye abantu abama-flood victims balaphana njena they are on transit. Ungeke kusasa ukuthi sebeyithola indawo abamuviwe. So naloko futhi kuyi-challenge of where we are expecting, of course we are going to say it's the same government, one government, but the Department of Human Settlement must now update Department of Education. La bantwana bafake lapha njalo banje after 2 months izoba move sasibathola abazali bazindawo and all that. Number 2, that case may be an individual case engafanele ilalelwe sit down ngoba ungathola akuyena umntwana ozowenza first entry lo, umntwana ongale vele obeyithola transport obengenankinga umzali kube ne challenge manje ngoba sebethene uDepartment of Education asenayo enough transport, but parents were there supported in terms of having that support transport with the payments also that being subsidized. So those are individual cases that you can deal with, but uma kuthiwa ufuna ukube all I can tell lo mntwana ukhona eclassini elithile ilabantwana sithi ke ba prefer ukuthi benzewe ama transfers.
Yes.
Ngoba kungcono bengala kunangala kodwa hayi abekho esikoleni. So asibalekele into ethene angamane kube khona lo support akekho lonto ingaxoxwa phela into ukuthi ngoba naleyo foreign national mhlambe ihlala lapha around Addington ungaxoxisana ukuthi ke one, continue supporting me with transport uma ningise Greyville, continue supporting me with this that and the other ngoba umntwana wami uvela ungale khona esikoleni akusona. So those are cases of parents who are desiring transfers than to say abekho esikoleni.
Sisakuleyo issue babudlom umuntu mhlawumbe ohlala eflatini nalo njengoba lo edelwe u2 years wokuthi baqhubeke bahlale lapha while kusazolungiswa indawo yabo yokuhlala akufani ngoba according to my knowledge umuntu osuke ezohlala eflatini mainly uyaye alize for 1 year aloko evuselela. Isn't that a similar situation uma bezokwenza bona isizathu sokuthi no lo muntu asikwazi ukuthi sim accommodate la because asazi uzohamba nini ngokwama flight mhlawumbe angatholelwa indawo kamasho noma enani. Isn't the same situation ngoba nalo seflating now ulize for 1 year at any given time that person can change the place.
Yeah, Sabelo, you really realize that some of your questions are very specific about that case, that scenario, of which some of us have argued to say some of those things are doable. But we're glad to say, as well, the logo outside being in the space of schooling and teaching, in the gates of the school. So answers to what you are saying, maybe either this or that. I wouldn't be able to say now this is the situation. Well, you are dealing now with specifics, paid department, a department that also is supportive by other departments of human sexual life, just indicated, comes into the play here. So I wouldn't really be able to give a complete answer on issues that are that specific, because that is something that can be handled and done in a boardroom situation.
Next, this year, next year, siyakuma kohulumeni basekhaya. Umubuka situation ye-ANC right now siya la siya khona izokwenza kanjani?
Last year there was a very big meeting called in by the African National Congress in Gauteng, where all provincial leadership of ANC were called in.
Yes.
And they had asked to bring all councillors, not just one, or mayors, or all councillors, and then spoken into. Yes, there was criticism by some of the people say, why doing it so late? Could have done this much earlier. But there's probably be a core of some of those comrades who may continue being councillors.
Yes.
But also assisted me, who was not a councillor then, to be part of that meeting. What do we do to improve? Because our people have always said they don't want to say, buy me an aeroplane, buy me a train. They want basic things. They want clean water. They want water that is going all the time. They want electricity.
Yes.
They want clean streets. They want the provision of services of transport. So really, you can count not more than 8 things that if you can deliver and focus on those things, you are done.
Yes.
Now, I would not know. It will depend how some of us who are accelerating the process, how we accelerate the process of service delivery and appeal to our people to say, we could do this and can still do better.
Yes.
But people will judge. We also need to up our sleeves. So I'm just saying from that meeting, which as a recognition by the ANC leadership that there are gaps here, real gaps, not just in Durban or in Kokstad or in Malamulele, but generally in the country. Let us address and see if there could be an improvement of service delivery. I would not prejudge what will happen. I'm just hoping that people will either would have done something to impress our people that we are back, we are doing well, we are actually going to clean up. Sometimes even in choice of candidates, you know, I was once a mayor in Newcastle. I would call any councillor and say, Councillor Tugashe, when last did you have a meeting with the community? And then the councillor said, no, okay, please call a meeting next month. I want to join you into a committee meeting just to see what we're doing with the people, what are we discussing with the people. Now, I can vouch for now and tell you, there are councillors of the African National Congress who have never called meetings, not just for 2 months, not for 3 years, for years. I mean, there's something that is raised by a particular Yes. There are councillors, African National Congress councillors, who have disappeared from the communities that actually elected them for months and years. And we have to go now and negotiate and request those communities to vote us back as an African National Congress. Of course, there are councillors who have really done well, have continued doing it. So there's a mixed bag. It depends how big is this bag mixed with what. But we'll continue soldiering on and really put our processes in place as an African National Congress. So that helped me as a mayor then. Was my comrade councillors would not know who is Lomo going to pick up next month. To say. So all my councillors would do, I said, comrade, let us go and speak to the people in your community and listen to those 5 things that they are raising. Come back, even if you have got 2 things that you have really managed to deal, go and report. 2 things are successful, but the other 3 are still work in progress. People will be happy to see your face, to honestly come in and tell them, I've done these 2 things, it's doable, but these other 3 I'm still consulting this and that and that. That's what we need to do.
Yeah, mhlawumbe yazi ngiyajabula ukuthi uraise lokho Mr Dlomo ngoba abantu bebeleke becomplaina ngamakhansela ANC amameya ukuthi they are arrogant mengabe sebeseykhundleni ababalaleli but nje looking forward njengoba umfowethu beseshilo sibheke kuma elections kunenhlangano enjengane MK kakhulu le KZN ebukeka yenza kahle kuma votes singanibona yini kwezinye indawo mhlawumbe nenza i-coalition nayo iMK or akuzwana angeke izihlangana.
Look, I would not be able to prejudge, but post-elections, parties do form coalitions. They do form. Let me just put it this way. Right now, there are some challenges in KZN with regards to government of GPU. Nationally, okay, challenges, but it's relatively stable. And I do buy that. Whoever had taken the majority, if the MK party had actually taken the lead, but we hear stories that they were not there available to form a government, but we have finished elections now. Elections are over, behind you, celebrate and come onto the table. And MK party, like the ANC did nationally, we did not form a 50% plus 1. Let us invite everybody to the table and take over this government and take forward the government. I mean, the call should have been to the MK party in KZN, and they didn't. To come to and say, we are short of 50% plus 1, but we are a dominant party. Let us invite. Let us invite. They should have invited. But I learned that, maybe I don't know, because I was in national that time, but days and weeks went past without the MK party taking the responsibility for the electorate in the province had given them to do, to say, you are the dominant party, invite everybody else to support you, and here who comes, who does not come. So coalitions are done that way. When there were challenges, somebody said, no, you guys, with all your challenges, you are much better. There are countries in Europe that get to elections and months are there, but there's no government. So it was the first of its kind. ANC got shocked to be below 50%, but we were quickly, especially nationally, able to say, let us adjust, let us agree.
Yes.
Though people might have said, why do you invite DA? Look, we're not inviting them because we like them so much. It's just that there's a particular group of people who elected them. So you find it a bit of instability to form a government nationally that will exclude them on the basis of they have some people who voted for them. You don't have to like them, but you have to accept that there are people who have voted them in.
That's true. Usanethemba kwi-GPU.
We hope. I know there are negotiations that are going on to stabilize it. Look, the bottom line is we would not want to have a province without a stable government. We are ntenga, but those of our leaders, some of our provincial leaders, Comrade Mike Mabiakulu, Comrade Jeff Hadebe, they are in the forefront of really working around the clock to make sure that there's stability in that. Challenges are there, but we just have to make sure that government continues to be there. I mean, the investments do come in to stabilize. The opportunity to do this, that, and the other happens when there's some government everywhere in the world. You have to have it. It may not be the government of your choice, but it is the government that has to be there. But let's just soldier on and stabilize and make sure. So I do have confidence, especially with those comrades who who give us continued update what they are doing and engaging the GPU in terms of that.
Do you still have confidence in the GNU?
I'm sure ufuna ukungidedela. No. When I compare GNU and GPU, I did indicate to you that the GNU is much stabler.
Yes.
It must stabilize because its configuration was led by the dominant party that invited, which is the
Yes.
African National, that invited.
Yes.
And they may not like it. Other political parties had to accept that, look, because ANC is the dominant party within this basket, let us allow and support them to vote the president being from them. And therefore, again, let us also accept that there will be many more ministers or deputy ministers from the ANC. But because they are also accommodative, they also recognize that there should be and there must be some members of the party, of the DA, who must be ministers or deputy ministers. So I see much more stability there. Or maybe the stability in the GNU is because leaders are able to handle it much more strongly and maturely. Here we should. That's why I'm saying it was probably started in a difficult situation. It was a dominant party should have taken a lead to invite, and they
Yes.
didn't. They did not. So maybe if they took a lead and invited, and then we could have been having. But nationally, it may just be people electioneering and then going there to say, "I'm the DA minister. I've done this and that and that. Look what I've done." But at the end of it all, they still allow and they are led within that GNU, which is led majority by the party that was dominant.
Yes.
Here, we could have had the same situation if the dominant party was leading. So there's more stability in the GNU than in the GPU.
The very, very last question. Ibuphi ubuso esingabulindele ukuthi nizobeka phambili come 2029.
Oh, no. Now Sabelo usengafaka igama lakho endishini. We might consider you. That time has not come as yet in the African National Congress. That's why now space sakuvulekela. Mo phamisa nje uthi nje ngikhona nami ngangifaka ngaba right. But I want to close by saying in the government of national unity. In the African National Congress.
Yes.
I used to say this to my friend. There's a friend of mine we spent time with on Robben Island. Because I was skilled better than him on other things and he was skilled better. I used to say to him, Comrades Fiso, uma ene kukhethwa ukapteni webhola la eRobben Island.
Yes.
I won't compete in that space with you because you know soccer better than me. But I appreciate that now uma kuthiwa ene akube khona sine musical group kufune ozolida phambili. Awusicontest leso space ngoba ngicula kangcono kunawe.
Yes.
Yabo. So it's some of those things that if some of us were to be a level of understanding our skills, but there's nobody in this world who has all the talents of being the best of the best.
Yes.
Yeah, but if people were to say, I have been in the ANC for this long, I've understood. That is why even when you get elected, even to lead a branch,
Yes.
you must have been in the ANC for so many months, have been inducted on these basic documents and understood 1, 2, 3, 4. So people must also look at themselves
Yes.
to say, how long have I been in the ANC? What's my personality trait like? How do I behave when I'm given the responsibility just to lead
Yes.
this department, these few people, this province? Do I do well?
Yes.
Could I become a candidate for that top? I mean, those self-introspection are very key.
Yeah.
I hope some of the people will put up their hands, will do just that and look at themselves and say, I think I'm capable. I've done this and that. Oh, no, I think I have my shortcomings on this space because this thing needs this type of understanding. Maybe let me actually say I'll support one of the best amongst us. It will still be a win for the ANC for supporting best. But also coming into this one, the very last one, some of us would actually say, maybe even when we're coming in to select candidates for local government, a councillor yangakithi,
Yes.
let us debate a possibility of not so much Udlomo, who has been a long-standing member of the ANC, should be the only one considered. But maybe a retired principal amongst the community where we come from, a retired nurse who has shown leadership, umkhokheli wangakithi othandwa nohlonipha abantu bonke, lower young person who assists leaders in the community abaxakekile, and therefore say this person is a community leader, and therefore akamjompa uDlomo ngoba uDlomo noma yena ene good understand ama documents ne politics, kodwa when it comes to the community outlook, hayi ngathi lo mntwana lo wenza kangcono kunoDlomo. So those are some of the debates that we must actually, and then I must forego that type of a space ukuthi ngiyoba a counselor if it is to really give us a benefit as a community ngoba there is this person who's very dynamic, who's loved by everybody, who understands is shabasheki somphakathi. Those are things that maybe should also influence us going forward, especially during this time when ANC no, let's say maybe ANC is actually considering fielding uSabelo ngoba nangu uSabelo unale charisma, nale space, nale understanding yomphakathi nokuthandwa abantu nokuthi uyabahlonipha abantu, usebenza nabantu kakhulu.
Yes. Sibonile bona ubuso nezikipa za Patrice Motsepe kodwa sikho lawo. Sesilivala nje uhlelo mhlawumbe ini ongafisa ukudlulisa kubantu out there.
Uthongone ngikuphi?
Ngithi sibone izikipa ezinobuso baba Patrice Motsepe.
Ngoba bangayiqala phela abantu they will always start something noma ngakafika kuthiwa ake kumiwe la baputshuke khona kodwa ke isikhathi siyenza lapho kuzobe sekuthiwa Sabelo nawe ufaka igama lakho. Sorry ngidisturb usuthi in closing.
In closing mhlawumbe ini ongafisa ukudlulisa kubantu out there. Ngifisa ukuthi kubantu bakithi asingenelele into ethi there is an understanding ukuthi lelizwe njengawo wonke amazwe alinawo ama resources are unlimited uchithisa konke kuphele. Kofuna kube khona abaholi bethu abasihambela phambili ukuthi one bawolekela abantu kuwame amazwe bangaboni ukuthi indlela yokuphila ukuthi uze South Africa ukuze kuhlelwe lonto ixoxwe kakhulu bahleli ingakho ngithi kunabaholi abami engibaziyo. I know we suffered a lot ngokuthi kuthathwe leli khekhe elilodwa elingaka la held dividelwe abantu base South Africa bese divide ukuze kunikeze nabanye. Komanini lokho noma koncipha nini na azibe khona inhlelo ngaphambi ukuthi ke sibe silapha ngoba uma singakwenzi lokho sabaholi uzothola izokhuphuka ingcindezi yokuthi umuntu abone ukuthi anginasikole nje, anginathuba lomsebenzi nje, angikwazanga ukuthola imithi eclinic ngoba kungenelwe wayithatha. So lezo zinto asizi address singazibalekeli ngoba it is true South Africa can never have unlimited resources to deal with every citizen in the world, because if that is the situation, if we then don't understand that part, sikwazi ukuthi sibe nendlela sigwema ngayo soba senkingeni. There are always at any given time every country has got limited resources to deal with its own needs and the challenge of that. So if we stretch our purse bigger, we are going to cause people who would say ngaba angimanga umugqo ngaka kuleya clinic ube bekuyithisa sodwa ngimele lo mugqo ngaka nje ngazi ngasizwa after lunch ngoba khona nabanye. All right, ababe khona ke namhlanje kodwa bahamba nini? So lezo zinto noma bazohamba yini? So lezo zinto address at the higher level. It's a higher level. Dinango sibonge ngesikhathi sakho.
Ngiyabonga.
Siyabonga ke. Nganiza kwethu sivala ke kanjalo uhlelo lwayo iDurban network la besihleli khona no Dinangwe ubaba uDlomo uze former deputy minister of the health aphinde futhi abeke umakade bona wayo ke MK veteran ubuya ngisho eRobben Island bazomkhumbula abaningi asebeke bafunda ngomlando wakhe. Sivala ke kanjalo kuhlelo lwayo ke iDurban network. I am your host Sabelo Mfokandabasi, sithi nje kuwena abake babonana baphinde babonana. Danko.